Part 3. Windows, doors, other fun things. Okay, so as you can see down here, I'm just getting my plan open here so I can see what's going on. Down here I have all of this cool stuff hanging out. So any of this stuff you can use your pick tool on and pick it up. So I usually start by doing windows that are just these direct set windows. A direct set window is essentially a fixed window. It's a non-operating window. It doesn't have a sash. It just has a frame in glass. So that's what the direct set means. There's no sash. This part, this little box here, is what's called the sash. So here's a frame and a sash. So if you open a window, the frame, quote unquote frame, that holds the glass in, the part of the window that opens, is called the sash. The frame itself is what goes around, what frames the opening in the wall. And the frame, has a head and a sill and a jamb. So a jamb is the side of a window. It's called a jamb. The bottom of the window is called the sill, and the top is called the head. And those are the elements of the frame. That's how a window operates. So I want to do some stuff here. I want to do some windows and doors. He's got some called out and some aren't. So we may need to print this out and start using our scale to start understanding what the sizes of these things are. But I'm just going to start with a window. I'll start with this one right here, which to me looks like it's about 8 feet, but I'm going to do this as a direct set. So I'm going to use my pick tool, and again, I can pick up anything. I can pick up any of these doors or windows, and they'll pick up all the properties. They'll pick up all these settings, everything. So I'm going to do that. And this looks like it's right at the corner. If I zoom in here, it looks like that's right at the corner. So here's what I can do. You can see what's going on here with this, where it's placing it and where it puts the sunshine. The sunshine is on the outside, right? The sun is outside. That's the outside of the window. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. It's also not giving me it at a point where I can snap to the point I want, so I probably want to click here so that the anchor point is on the other side. And then I can get that little, instead of having my little trident, I can have a little X. And that's what I want, so I can plop that down like that. Now it's giving me the option of which direction I want it to operate. Do I want it to swing in or out? And obviously this is a fixed window, so it doesn't operate, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to make sure I pick something on the outside. So there I go. There's my direct set. It's 3 feet by 5 feet right now, so I want to make it 8 feet. I'm going to select this guy, and there are my dimensions. I'm going to set that to 8 feet. Oops, I made it 8 feet tall. Let's change it. It should be 8 feet wide. There we go. Now it's looking right. So that changes to 8 feet. Then I want to get the height of that wall. I'm going to have to guess at that as well from the elevations. Elevation. Okay. Ooh, wow, that almost does look 8 feet tall, doesn't it? Looks like probably it's very likely that it's at least 1 foot 6 inches off of the floor. If you want to know why that is, you can ask Robert. Robert will tell you, right, won't he? Hopefully. And I don't know what the height of that is either with the height of the windows, but let's say that it's we got to figure that out too. So let's look at our section as well here just a second to figure out what the height of the windows is. Ah, Eric, you didn't tell us. Well, it's easy to presume that it's it's above the door. The door is probably 7 feet, so that's another foot up. Let's call it 8 feet off the ground. So let's select our window, go into the settings, and there's all kinds of stuff in window settings. Look at all this, look at all this, look at that. Let's just focus on this right now. Header to wall base is what we're trying to, so let's set that to 8 feet. That's the height of the window on the wall itself. And we know that it's going to be about 1.5 feet less than the wall height. So we know that 8 feet is, it has to be 1.5 feet less than 8 feet, essentially. So that would be 6 foot 6 inches, right? So what you can see what's happening here is that this tag is changing as we enter dimensions. And I just want to say that because that's really cool. We have to type that in. So let's look at this in 3D and see how far off it looks. It looks about right, doesn't it? Looks like the right window. So let's go back to our plan here and do the rest of them. The other one on this side looks like it's 6 feet to this wall, but that's a 6-inch wall, so that's got to be a 5'6" wall. It also looks like Eric has snuck in a little line on us right there, which means that's probably a double window, which also means it's probably a casement window. But let's look at the elevation and make sure we know what we're talking about. Yep, see these little lines right here, these little dashed lines? This indicates that the window is an operable window. So this is a double casement. So let's go down here and look at where I've got a 2x casement. There it is, double casement. So a casement window is a window that swings out. A double hung window is a window that slides up and down, and a slider window is a window that slides side to side. But a casement is one that swings out. And so I know that the window is going to be the same height as this guy, right? It's going to be the same 6'6". The width I think we determined was 5'6", and the height above header to wall is 8 feet. And that's going to go right there. Let's get that in 3D again, make sure we're doing okay. Look how good we're doing. Look at that. Fancy schmancy. Alright. So next we've got, we'll work our way around the building. And there's another window right here in the bathroom, another window here in this little mudroom. And we can just start to work our way all the way around. So let me start to do that. The bathroom window is very interestingly placed. I wonder why he did that. Wonder why you did that, Eric. You're not showing it the same way here. A conflict in the drawings? Never. Okay. Because this is over a toilet, so you obviously don't want a window that goes down to 1.5 feet below the floor where there's a toilet, otherwise your neighbors are gonna, oh, I'm just not gonna go there. So let's see if we can't figure it out. But they also look like they're both casement windows, but they're a single casement window. What happened? What happened? So I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to select my casement window. Casement, where's my single casement window? There you are. And that also is going to be at 8 feet. But it looks like the height is it's about a 3 foot by 4 foot window, maybe 3 foot wide, 4 feet tall. Looks like it's a little taller than it is. Yeah, it's about 3 feet by 4 feet, and it's somewhere in this wall. I don't really know where these two windows are, but I'm just going to get them in there for now. And then once I start placing the interior walls. Once I start to place these interior walls, I'll get a better sense in the cabinetry. I'll get a better sense of where exactly those windows should go. But that gets me started. Don't get me started. I'm getting loopy. Look out. So I'm going to do the front door. The front door is probably a 3x6. It looks by the elevations that it's also a French door. A French door is a door that comes from France. No, not really. It's a door that speaks French. No, it doesn't really do that either. It's also called a full view. French door is also known as a full view door. So it has it's glass top to bottom, and it has a frame around it. Usually it's an 8-inch frame on the bottom and a 4-inch on each side, and some sort of a knob by which to open. So you can see I've got here in all these French doors, and it's usually a French in-swing is usually what we do for a main entry door. The reason we do an in-swing is because of mosquitoes. You think I'm kidding, don't you? I'm not kidding. We do in-swing French door so that there could be a screen door on the outside or a storm door, whichever the case. In the summer, we want a screen door. And we want to be able to have the French door open and the screen door closed, right, so that we don't get bit by mosquitoes. And in order to do that, the door has to be able to swing in, right? Otherwise, you got to open the screen door to open the French door. And then the mosquitoes come in, and then they bite, and then people itch. So I'm going to do a door in here, and this gets a little funky because it's an in-swing, so I got to go to that side to make sure I can snap to there, because it snaps to right there, right? So now you can see that it's giving me a representation, which helps for where I want that door to be. And I can look at the plan there, but I'm pretty sure it does this. There's my French in-swing. Yeah, just like that. Perfection. That's what that is. And so on. Now the next door over here is a garage door. So one of the things we haven't done yet is we haven't really changed the slab in this section, so we should do that now. Because the slab here is a little different because it's a garage. We're actually down a few steps. I'm going to presume that we're down about the width of the floor framing plus 4 inches, so it's probably about 20 inches below the main level. It looks like that's about right when you look at this 1, 2, 3 risers, 3 steps up to the porch, and a step is usually about 7 inches. So I think we can presume that's pretty close to 20 inches. So we're going to need to split some walls. So we're going to select this guy, which is already split, right? We're going to need to split them again. And split them again. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I don't think we do need to split that wall. But we do need to set it down to be minus 20 inches below the floor. And then we need to add 20 inches to its height to get it up. So it's going to be 9 feet and 21 inches, like that. Then I want to see where this one comes out, so I'm going to go switch my reference to be below. Select this guy. And we'll chop him. I'm going to chop him right at, see, this wall, even though there's no line here, I can still snap to it. So I'm going to do that. And then I want to make this wall the same as this wall. Now I can do a little bit of magic to do that. I can do this to pick up that wall. And then I can do Control Alt, which gives me the injector, which injects the properties of this that I just set. So I pick up with Alt, Control Alt, and now it has those same properties. And then I want to change the slab. And one of the things you'll find is that when you have stuff on top of stuff, it kind of gets hard to pick. Like even right here, I don't know what, I want to pick the wall, but it picks the roof. If you have the tool selected, and then hold down the Control key, or sorry, the Shift key. If you have the tool selected and hold down the Shift key, you will select the object that is associated with the tool that's selected. Pretty fancy, huh? Gets useful. So if I want to pick the slab here, I'll have the slab tool active, Shift, click, and then I want to add a couple of nodes right there, and right there, and then I'm going to offset this face like that. Oh, I'm going to go to this side of this wall. Like that. And I'm actually going to offset this another 6 inches as well. It's hard to tell exactly how this got framed. It's a good chance that the wall isn't like this. You know, I'm going to do it the right way. It's more likely that it does this. We're going to have a bit of a conflict here that we'll need to resolve at some point, but I'm just going to do that for now. And then we're going to do another slab inside of here. And that'll be a 4-inch slab, just like we've got. But it'll be minus 20 inches, right? Be down 20 inches. And it'll be on the inside again, just like the basement slab, it'll be on the inside. However, not on the garage side. No, it will be on the inside. It'll just be on the inside like that. These are always funky situations where the floor heights are changing and wall heights are changing.